Okay, what's going on, y'all? So, this is pretty much a long-awaited video. Um, but at the same time, right, that was in my mind. Like, this wasn't really requested until just recently. So, this is something that I've always wanted to do myself, just haven't gotten around to doing it. So, this video is about being a Pisces sun with a Virgo moon. Um, this is a bittersweet placement. This is a 50-50 placement, like for real. The opposition exists, of course, we already know that, because Virgo is on the other end, 180 degrees away from Pisces, right? So here we have this organized, structural, when it comes to the mental, service type energy. And then it opposes this fluid, I don't care what today is. Sometimes I don't even care what I wear or whether I shave. And, but one thing that they do have in common is service. Okay. And how they go about serving people can be different, can be similar as well. So already you can see how I'm piecing together how these energies work hand in hand. Now, also, we want to look at it in a health aspect as well. Like, I'm pretty sure most people don't look at it like this, right? But, Pisces is responsible for the blood, like lymph nodes and stuff like that, right? And Virgo represents some of the organs that actually digest the substances to where those fluids go into the blood. So you see how these two need each other at the same time? So I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. So now, I guess what they say, give you the bad news first. And it's really not bad news, it's just a challenge, right? It's just something that if we pay closer attention to and we learn about it, then we can become better individuals, better people, and we can help people more. So, but it's clear as day what the conflict is, right? You want to be free to do whatever it is that you want to do, Pisces sun, right? You want to be mutable. You want to be able to be over there. You want to be ubiquitous, right? Which you are. However, you live on Earth. Despite 75 to 80% of you being in the other world, you reside on Earth in an earthly shell. So, with that comes responsibilities. Now, this is where the asset of having a Virgo moon kicks in, because you get to check. See, a moon is the co-significator, the co-signer of the sun, and vice versa. All right, so, but you always hear more that the sun is masculine, which it is, come to find out. I've been working on this a bit now. The sun is more along the lines of authority and leading and being and governing oneself. Now, being a Pisces, governing oneself, what that means is that it's going to amplify your sense of freedom to where it's like, I really can be whoever I want to be, whenever I want to be, and nobody can tell me nothing. And this is how Pisces are. Whether they tell you this or not, they are. Oh, I can't wait to do this Pisces video. But anyway, right? So it amplifies that because it's your sun sign. Now, the Virgo moon checks you and says, listen, dude, chick, mama, listen, there's rules to this. You can't just go about it like that. You know what I mean? You can, but when you ever experience frustrations, why do you think it's occurring that way? It's occurring that way because you are too outside of the boundaries. Sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you have to look at the signs of the times, which Pisces are great at. But aligning themselves with it, they struggle with sometimes because they just want to do whatever it is that they want to do. They want to go with the flow. They want to go with what they feel. You know what I mean? And the Virgo moon is there to check you. Listen, there's rules. You know what I mean? Now, don't get this twisted, because the Virgo energy is mutable as well, right? And this is what makes the Virgo energy even more of an asset for the Pisces, because they can move around together, right? More importantly, or furthermore rather, should I say, the Virgo moon is going to be able to move with a plan. And this is what Pisces needs, right? Because you hear in astrological talk, the cliche thing that you hear, which you will hear often, is that Pisces need a significant other that is an earth sign so they can be grounded, right? And trust me when I tell you, right, earth signs are good for Pisces. As far as, relationships and being in even romance and all that, yes, they are good. You know what I mean? However, the reason why Pisces sometimes suffer in relationships is because, one, they don't want to ever be figured out. They must leave some type of suspense about them. And being in a relationship committed means that they give away a lot of themselves. They give away a lot of their tips, tricks, secrets. People start catching on to them, which is okay for any other individual, but maybe not a Scorpio, maybe not a Pisces. Because that's what makes them the 12th house person. Like, I have to have mystery. You have to still be attracted to me. I still have to have love. You can't find me all out. Then what's left of me? You know what I mean? I'm only good for another person now. So you see how the commitment gets messed up in that aspect? So being able to move with the plan, right? And the individual says, okay, look, I don't have to lean on a significant other to be my support system. I got this myself, and I got this because of my Virgo moon. My Virgo moon is going to show me how to design rules, how to design organization, how to even, and I don't mean this to be like lame, like dry, as more as the Capricorn energy is, but I mean, even because the mutable style of the Virgo is going to show you, yeah, you can still be stylish, yeah, and you're going to shave today, you're going to do a lineup and everything because you want to look like the money that you're getting. Why not? A Virgo moon is going to teach a Pisces sun this as well. You know what I mean? Because this is an earth construct. Look, dude, image is going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. Because that Pisces attitude can be like, I don't care about that. I wear big hair. I'm eccentric. You know what I mean? Oh, forget about it. Depending on where the Uranus placement is, like, forget about it. You know what I mean? But a Pisces naturally is just like eccentric. Like, I do what I want. I wear locks. I wear, purple hair if I want. Like, I do whatever I want. Virgo moon is going to be like, listen, utilize some type of rules or organization to get the things that you want. You know what I mean? To promote what it is that you want that you want to promote in life. You know what I mean? As an individual, as a being. Now, if you want to be the elusive type to the degree of disappearing or being isolated as a Pisces naturally is, characteristic wise, then still you're going to have a conflict. And this is what I mean. Like, you're still going to have a struggle because your moon, emotionally wise, okay, let me just stop saying emotional right now. Because the moon is going to be wanting to use the mind because the moon represents the mind as well. So there's one thing to have a brain. You got a Pisces brain, you got a Pisces solar system. Okay, it's like, okay, you got the characteristics in the DNA that's passed down to you through evolutionary psychology, right? And you say, okay, you got the characteristics of a Pisces. However, it needs to be activated. You need the moon to absorb that information, 70 to 80% of your body, so you can put it in motion. This is where the mind comes in. This is where the repetition comes in. What is it that we're going to do repetitively, to substantiate who we are on this earth? You see, so Pisces with Virgo moon, you can't completely isolate without having organization. Still, you're still going to have to pop up in some type of way. You're still going to have to meet and greet with some type of people in some type of way. Now, I know some Pisces that do well isolated. I'm one of them, I got a Virgo moon, though. You understand what I'm talking about? And this is what I mean. Like, you're still going to, because your Virgo moon is going to fight your Pisces sun and say, look, we got to show up some type of way in this world. Some type of way, right? That gut instinct is going to kick in and say, come on, we got to do this. This is why we're here. We got to get your stuff out there. We got to get you out there in some type of way. It could still be it could still be mysterious. You know, you could still keep mystery about you, but you got to pop up. You got to show up somewhere. Right? So it's an ongoing struggle. It's an ongoing battle. And this is another thing that makes it conflicting, is that it gets greater later though. This is not a sad video. But this is also another thing. The Virgo moon, now a Pisces naturally cares about people. Naturally feels very quickly at that. You know what I mean? Now how responsive they are is a different story. You know, Pisces sun have the tendency to want to carry on the burdens in their lives and their families' lives too, put it all on their back and act like everything is okay. You know what I mean? Yes, they have the tendency to do that. At the same time, they care about people, man. They care about stuff to the point where it's like, you know, they'll give their all. And if you got a Virgo moon, this is amplified because the Virgo moon eats this up and says, yes, this is what I was talking about. I want to serve. I want to help people. Let's get out there. Let's help people. Let's serve people. Let's do this. Let's do that. Even charitable work. And, you know, Pisces is naturally charitable, right? Virgo, same way. So, but here's where the conflict comes in. Pisces moving on the accord of feeling alone without structure or without the want of structure or organization will get bruised. And the reason why the Pisces sun, the soul wants to do it, the characteristics embedded in the soul wants to do it that way because they determine that any type of organization or structure behind what it is that they're being charitable about is phony, that it's fake, that it's disingenuous, it's not real, it's not authentic. And this is why Pisces would just be like, man, care about that rule shit, like, come on, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, nah, you tainting the whole thing. This is not what we're here to do. If you're going to do it, do it. You know what I mean? And then that earth construct of, well, how much you give today? How much you give the next day? Oh, you've been giving all month, huh? And, you know, Pisces will take the saying, Pisces sun will take the saying, giving you will receive, literally. You understand what I'm talking about? Literally. Like, okay. But it's a natural tendency of theirs, so it's not like they're being fake about that either. They're just like, yo, yeah, you know, I got it now. I'm going to take care of that. You know, they'll put down what they're doing at that very moment and be like, I got you, right? But see, Virgo moon got the plan on how to do that, like how it could be done and still be home in time to cook and everything and clean and get an 8 hours sleep and everything. Virgo moon is perfect for that, right? But you will still struggle with your Pisces moon. I'm gonna binge watch Netflix tonight till 3 a.m. I don't, you know, you're doing too much, Virgo moon. You know what I mean? And, you know, but this is where another conflict comes in. So what happens here is, right, this is what happens. It's not until Pisces gets hurt a lot. Pisces gets hurt. And then that's when they finally start mingling and being in cahoots or being in balance with their Virgo moon, because the people that is, sometimes it's an individual person thing, disappoint the Pisces, or it's the overall result of it. Like something consequential may happen to the Pisces behind giving so much. And they may resent every biblical text, every Buddhist text, every type of text that they've ever read about giving after that. Like, yo, I've done so much. They may even play victim. Like, yo, I've done so, like, how could this happen to me? Me? I've done so much for people. But once they hurt to that extent, they can be some of the most, they can practice apathy to a degree that is unprecedented. To the point where it's like, I don't care anymore. Period. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you in a wheelchair. Oh, you're smoking a cigarette? Well, you can function. Like, stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pisces can get bad when it comes to when they've been hurt. I'm telling you. right? So even with a Virgo moon, then a Virgo moon sees this and they're like, okay, the only redemption that Pisces can get from getting their soul back intact is by using their Virgo moon now. Because the Virgo moon does not feel fully. This, of course, is distraught from a Pisces perspective. Like it's just out of whack from a Pisces perspective. But after experiencing these earth things that, yeah, people will let you down. Or ideas. You can be idealistic all you want. However, they do have a tendency to fail you. So the Virgo moon comes back and says, look, are you ready to organize now? Like, I got you. Like, I've been peeping this the whole time. It's just, I don't know how to get intact with your feeling, because you feel to the point where you're just like, oh, let's go save a small village, and you don't even have the resources to do it. I knew you was going to run out of resources when we began, but it's your soul, right? So the Virgo moon comes into play and says, listen, I don't feel the same way you feel. I think what I feel and I feel what I think. So that sounds confusing, right? It's true though. Like, something will happen to a Virgo moon and they'll be like, well, how does that make me feel? Like, it takes some seconds, maybe longer to even process it. Like, was that supposed to hurt me? Like, and they got to decide. Well, did it hurt me? It probably didn't, because I'm telling you, it's a real struggle to feel. Like, if something is done maliciously to a Virgo moon, they just may eat that, like, and look at you like this. Like, to really look like you're corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're wild corny. And then to be a Pisces sun, you're just like, oh, karma gonna get you, or something real spiritual like that. And it's just like, you might not say anything. Like, you may be immovable totally. You may be so cold. And a Virgo moon is calculated. So it's really just going to be like, do we need to do that? It's going to be like a mathematical equation, like real nerdy. Like, do we need to do this right now? Carry the one? No. Let's walk away. Or yes. It depends. You know what I mean? And if it's yes, if it's something to take action on, it's because they thought about it. It's not because they feel they should take action about it. It's a calculated, decisive move that makes sense on Earth. To where we can measure it later and be like, see, I told you I'm perfect. I told you I know when to do it and when not to do it. But this is when the Pisces soul comes back alive. Because Pisces is like, oh, wow. I didn't know I could not feel and like still be justified in the same instance. Like, sometimes Pisces sun just feel obligated to help everyone. Like, no, you didn't sign up for that. Like, just chill out. And this is why the Earth aspect is needed. We're on Earth. Maybe if you was Aquaman, maybe another dimension, right? But you get what I'm saying. Like, the Virgo moon will bring the Pisces sun back. Moreover, or furthermore, rather, again, should I say, the Virgo moon will say, look, you see how I made sense of that? This is what I've been trying to nudge at you the whole time. I made sense out of our feelings. We may even be able to monetize that. You know what I mean? But you got to make sense out of everything that happens to you. Or how you enter into people's lives as well. Because the Virgo moon wants to serve as well. But the Virgo moon is going to be judgmental and critical when they're serving. You understand? Like, a Pisces just won't have any, Pisces sun won't have any boundaries. And the Virgo moon will say, well, mutable as well, but will critique you harshly too. Out of love, care, and concern too, but it'll sound crazy sometimes. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you think the Virgo moon is playing, they're not playing. They're serious. Like, it sounds like a joke, but it's not. And then you're a Pisces sun, so anything can come out sounding sarcastic, but it's really not a joke. It's not funny, especially after Pisces sun has been bruised to the point where they don't care about nothing no more. It's really not a joke when they tell you something. And you're either going to accept it or you're going to reject it. And that is the rules that the Virgo moon plays by. Flat out. It's so cut and dry and concise that you can't go wrong. This is why Virgos believe that they're perfect. And this is why other people believe that Virgos are perfect. Because they live, a Virgo sun lives by this. You understand what I'm saying? So the Virgo moon, from what I believe, from what I see, a lot of times the moon is stronger than the sun because, again, as I told you, the sun is the brain, it's the spinal cord, it's the fluids, yeah, it's the characteristics, it's the, the lights come on from that power, from that solar energy. However, the moon is the water that absorbs the information. That the moon is the mind, and the mind must be processed. And who's the number one processor of the zodiac? Now, you may argue between Virgo and Gemini. It's the Virgo, though, because the Virgo represents organization. The Gemini is scattered, has the ability to manage scattered things, but it's still scattered in its essence, right? Master communicator, still scattered. And we're here on Earth. We're here on Earth. So as much as you want to break free from organization, you'll find yourself being organized anyway, from an individual perspective, right? If you break off from a company or corporate structure, you're going to become an independent contractor somewhere in the world, right? A freelancer. So then you start designing organization for yourself. You start building your own calendar, and you start making your own flyers and taping them up wherever you go, right or wrong. Still going to be some type of organization in your life to get where you need to get on this planet. You understand what I'm talking about? So now it goes further though, because the whole feeling thing, right, is Pisces sun at this point, and I'm talking at a gradual growth point now, I'm talking about reach the point of maturity and reach the point that they're no longer gullible and able to be used and abused and, pretty much unknowingly, because, in a Pisces world, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to care about people. You're supposed to take care of people. You're supposed to nurse and nurture people, But once the Pisces reaches this level of somewhat no return, the feeling, the ability to feel, because they are creative, it will rise again. But it will be conflicted with their experience of being bruised. So this feeling of wanting to feel anyway, will have to be channeled into creative things, creative events, something dealing with vision. And that Virgo moon is going to have to assist this Pisces in doing that. And it may come in isolation. That whole 12th house thing may kick in once the Pisces gets to the point of no return. You understand what I'm talking about? Check your 12th house to see if there are any planets there anyway. Because naturally a Pisces is a 12th house soul, but of course according to your natal chart, it may be in the 7th house, it may be in the 9th house, you know what I mean? And your solar chart is going to be in your 1st house. So you will have to deal with these different things through life. However, there's still constructs of the 12th house that is naturally embedded in your characteristics, in your soul, right? So this will be a beneficial time to isolate, because you need that time to create. Without it, like, you know any Pisces who don't listen to music? Without it, they're like, without it, they're really done. Like, they're really just dead to the world. Not a great choice of words, but you get what I'm saying. Like, they're almost lifeless without that energy and motion, without that feel-good flow going on anymore, because they see the rose-colored glasses are off now. They see what it really is. And they're like, man, how naive I was, And Pisces are healers. They should be healers. They should be, right? So they will heal once they have been done dirty. And they'll say, well, you know what? Let me treat myself good. Let me treat myself nice. And Let me be productive in some type of way. And it's like the best way to do it, and I'm going to speak about this on the Pisces video. The best way, the next Pisces video, the best way to do that is to channel it into your creativity. So this is where the blessing comes in of having a Virgo moon. Because, and I'm going to tell you this firsthand from being in Leo North Node at the same time, right? Because this is what is said about Leo North Node. And I found it to be true. Leo North Nodes want to, naturally, they just want to play the background. You know, they don't want to be out there. They don't want to put themselves out there like that. And you may say, well, that sounds crazy. It's a Leo North Node. But it's because of their past life. Because of what they did before. This is what makes them like that. And they're like, you know, but what they need to come to understand is, no, you've got to be that person. You've got to be the one that is the leader. You have to be the one that is shown in some type of way. Now, depending on what house it is, they'll have different constructs that will add on to that validity and take away from that validity, right? Or influence it in some type of way. But at the same time, what else is known about a Leo North Node is that because it can be detrimental to be too showy, too boastful, too dogmatic, too free moving, because of that, a Leo North Node benefits from moving on what they believe or want to do in life and then stepping back and measuring it. So again, what sign does that the best? What sign is best analytical in the zodiac wheel? Virgo. So to have a Virgo moon is perfect for a Pisces sun. See how that works? See how that works? If you can deal, or when you can deal with the Pisces suns, when you can deal with the painstaking things in life that just turn you completely off and say, you know, I don't even, like, you really might start believing in different plans because you just be like, I don't even know how I ended up here. When you reach that level, right, it is then when that Virgo moon can say, listen, analyze what has you feeling this way and strengthen yourself from it. All right, because we can dance this dance all day long. We're mutable completely all the way around. Earth being mutable, how lovely is that? Earth is something stationary when you think about it, right? We're like stuck here. So if we're mutable earth and mutable water, we really like own this place. You just gotta come out those murky waters, Pisces sun. And if you're dark, so be it. Organize your darkness. Organize your darkness. You know what I mean? And that'll end up shining bright in some type of way. But you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And people will understand, especially people who know you, they'll understand. They'll be like, you know what? That person been through a lot of things. Like, we used to know that person to be like this. We used to know that person to be like this and that, and that. And, you know, some people will test you. Oh, you know, where you been, stranger, and this and that. And it's just like, look, you could ignore it at this point. Because, again, the Virgo moon is going to be critical. Use critical thinking. So what is anal? So what? You have the creative juices to create your own whatever you want, Pisces. So you can use critique all you want now because you've experienced people taking advantage of you and not using it wisely, or disappointing you, letting you down. You've experienced that already. So it's only right that you use your isolation tactics and techniques and use the Virgo moon to organize something for yourself, right? And those that mess with you will mess with you. It's the bottom line, right? Remember what I said about Virgo moon? You're either going to accept it or reject it. And that's where the critique becomes a defensive weapon, as it protects your soul. It says, look, this is what we're on, this is what we're not on. You want an explanation of why we're not on this? Because the Virgo moon will tell you this why we not on that type of time. Right? And they'll go as far as saying we're not obligated to tell you why we're on this type of time. Matter of fact, this meeting is over. And be serious. You may know them like, you funny. It's not even funny. I'm laughing now. It's not even funny. I kid you not, it's not even funny. Well, Pisces Sun is a blessing for you. And this goes for everyone watching, right? That has an opposition moon of their sun, vice versa. This goes for all of you. Because we all experience the aspects in our life where one thing is over there, the other thing is over there. But it's like a rainbow. You always think of oppositions like rainbows. You know what they say. Over it is a pot of gold. So don't shy away from your oppositions. Utilize them. Utilize your oppositions. Get that gold. I done had a dream recently that showed me something about Virgo and Pisces, and I seen gold too. You understand what I'm talking about? So this is even more of a cosign, if you will, of what I'm talking about right now. You know what I mean? I did have to include, though, the struggles that you will experience. And most of them are going to come with feelings. You know what I mean? But I said what I needed to say. Like, you will understand, Pisces Sun, where your feelings, your passion about things and ideas will put you through the ringer, man. A girlfriend, you understand what I'm talking about? Will put you through it. And the Virgo moon, again, does not know how to feel, as deeply as a Pisces Sun feels. So as much as your emotional component, if you will, or your mind wants to nudge your soul, like, listen, we got to get this together. It's not going to do it because it's going to look at the soul like as a project, as a study. Like, oh, okay, let me measure this, let me measure that. Okay, this happened, that happened, that happened. So the Pisces Sun, the soul is not going to be totally oblivious, but it's not going to be until, you know how they say when your ego gets bruised? That's when you start marrying your Virgo moon. That Pisces Sun gets bruised, that ego get bruised, you're going to start reaching out to your moon. That is calculative. That says, look, we don't even move on emotions. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't play those type of games. No. That's for the rest of them. We don't do that. Pisces, you lucked up. Like, really think about what I'm saying here. All right, I'm out.